Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
Sun is rising, feel the warmth on my face. There's a lot to do now, but there ain't no race. I sip my coffee, I'm feeling fine. No need to work yet, I'm gonna take my time. It's a brand new day, gotta take it on my way. Gotta take it on my way. It's a brand new day. Gotta take it on my way. Gotta take it on my way.
Good evening. Welcome to WSBI, your Resource for Success podcast program, where you get to meet inspiring women-owned businesses from across the country. My name is Kimberly McLemore, and I am your host. With us, we have Herelene Ancar, founder of WhatUSay Productions. Welcome, Herelene.
Hi, Kimberly. Thank you for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. How are you this evening?
I am doing well. I hope you are.
I'm doing great. It has been a while since the last time I actually got to meet you in person, and I'm just real excited about us having this opportunity to chit-chat a little bit about your business and learn a little bit about you. So if you could just take a couple minutes and introduce yourself to the listeners, tell a little bit about who you are and what you've been up to.
Well, hello, everyone. My name is Herelene Ancar. I am an inspirational speaker and author. I also do mentoring as well. Let's see. I'm from a small town called Denmark, South Carolina. I currently reside in Greenville, North Carolina. I have two beautiful children, and I've been married for 14 years. What else? And I absolutely love what I do.
That is awesome. And I think I've seen that you just had one graduate this year. Is that correct? When your kids? Did you have any?
Yes, my oldest daughter
Okay.
graduated from high school, and then my baby girl graduated from elementary school.
Oh my goodness. Wow, that is awesome. Boy, that's a huge difference there, but that is excellent. Yeah, I've seen the pictures of your daughter, and just absolutely stunning. So congratulations on both ends. So that is great.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I just wanted to talk a little bit about inspiration. I noticed that what you seem to do is really, truly based on inspiring people. But tell me who inspired you, or what inspired you to get involved in the type of business that you have today.
My mother is my biggest inspiration. Watching her conquer her fears and her fear of being more rejected or accepted, and it comes from her not graduating from high school and coming from a small town where everybody knows everyone. I just watched how she carried herself with such pride and dignity, and was able to be the president of the missionary in our Baptist church, how she conducts business, and just her whole mannerism inspired me to instill that confidence in others.
Wow, that's an amazing story, and I think that inspiration is a beautiful thing that you could see in her, which rubbed off to you and wanting to do something to benefit others as well as yourself. But tell me a little bit about the purpose and the mission of What You Say, and kind of give me some background and how you got into it, but more so of what led you into it, as far as, what was your prior business background, or what you've been doing to get to this point.
Okay. WhatUSay Productions is based on life and death is in the power of our tongue, Proverbs 18:21. And it's all about that self-talk and being able to cast down things that's been said to us, things that's been said about us, and that negative self-talk that we naturally do. So my goal is to teach people, mainly women, or specifically women, how to have that self-talk and build that confidence so that they can walk out what it is that they're saying, and how they can more so walk out what God has in plan for us. Jeremiah 29:11, for I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. Being able to instill that into a young woman is just the beginning of planting seeds of great trees. So WhatUSay Productions is all about creating events and creating atmospheres so that people can be nurtured and receive those seeds so that they can grow and flourish. This year, my campaign is Be Good to Yourself. And it's about showing women how to slow down and appreciate themselves and pamper themselves. Oftentimes, we say we are not getting what we need, but we're not communicating what it is that we need. Because we're not aware of some of the things that we need because we haven't slowed down enough to observe ourselves or even identify our wants and needs.
Right. And I agree with that. And I love what you're talking about, empowering women, but just what you just said there a few seconds ago is so true. And I think the biggest problem that I find, I think, as women, that we're so busy figuring out what everybody else needs, and we never really truly take the time to look at what we need. And taking that extra few minutes just to sit down and something as simple as reading a book, or something as simple as just relaxing in your own time frame, in your own mind, we don't really do for ourselves because we're so busy protecting the world around us. And I love the fact that you are trying to constantly pull that piece out of women. And I find myself always doing that, trying to figure out, okay, I need to sit down and slow down and think for a minute, or just not even think. There's days you just don't want to take that time and sit down and think about everybody else. So I love that empowerment piece. And I know even when I met you, I was very inspired by listening to you briefly at the event that I met you at, and you were just full of the flow. I mean, there was something about you that just, was in the air. I could just feel it because your conversation is very real. And I think that's something that we all need to remind ourselves day in and day out, how important we really are, and I definitely love what you're doing. The things that I do want to find out though, is that in this type of a business, we all have successes and we all have challenges. Talk a little bit about some of your challenges.
Let's see. Well, what got me started in this field was first a challenge. I was trying to get speakers to come out to the college that I work at so that they can inspire my students.
Okay.
And it was such a challenge to be able to get in touch with someone and just to nail a price or the specifics of what they needed seemed almost impossible.
Wow.
And so it was during my conversation time with God that he said, everything you need is already in you. Why are you looking outside? And it was a wow moment. And so I was able to then start my speaking. I created a platform with myself and two other speakers, and it was dynamic. And from there, I've just been speaking on. So some of my challenges would be partnering with women who understand their worth, know their worth, and understanding that there's no competition.
Oh, there you go. Go ahead. I'm sorry. That was a pinpoint right there.
Yeah. For another challenge is to be able to celebrate someone and not want anything from them.
Right.
People find it hard to believe that you want to celebrate their book coming out or that you want to promote their stuff happening with nothing in return. So my challenge is actually allowing you to love on them.
Right. Yeah, and particularly what you're saying, that it always seems to happen more with women. And that's been something that I've seen in the business. And it seems like every woman I have interviewed so far through my program, that has been the number one complaint when it comes to being in business, is that consistency of women not wanting to reach out to each other and help each other. And then when they do get a chance to reach out, like you said, they don't understand that you're not really looking for anything in return. You're truly there to support them. And that's even something that with my business, with the Women's Small Business Initiative, this is what it's about, is sharing those resources, understanding that you don't have to reinvent the wheel, that I am here truly to help you. You know, there's no reason why we can't all be successful. There's enough for everybody out here, but what you just said is very, very true when it comes down to women. It's that constant challenge. And I guess I want to ask you real quick then, what advice do you give to get women to get out of that mode?
Accept the help that God sends. If God can use a jackass or a donkey, I apologize, but if God can use a donkey to get his word across, then why not accept the help that's coming to you from others? No weapon formed against you shall prosper. So stop being fearful that the weapon is going to come. The word already said it's not going to prosper.
Right. Right.
So when we can stop operating out of fear or allowing fear to trap us, then success comes.
Absolutely. There you go. And that's the key thing that I always tell people. One of my big slogans is dare to be fearless. And that's because we do operate out of fear. People are so concerned about what the unknown is versus realizing that it doesn't matter what the unknown is. And there's no such thing as failure. And really, there is no such thing as fear. If you step out on faith, that's all you need. That is truly all that you need in order to be successful. No matter what you do, it's not really even about being in business. It's a personal issue, I believe. And I think that as we continue to grow within inside of us, you learn that day in and day out. But I do believe that it is such a challenge, because I think that as we're even growing up, it's that consistent thing of somebody, telling you, it's not so much always just your family, but even the people outside of you, of always saying what you can and cannot do. And a lot of times, if you let those legs grow, then you start to feel that way that you cannot be prosperous in what it is that, like you said, God has given you the talent and given you the courage to do. So I love what you're talking about and how you continue to help women day in and day out. So like I said, a big part of what you do is the success that you have with other women. Talk about some of the other successes that you feel that you've had being in this business. And also I wanted to find out, how long have you been doing this business?
I've been in this business for about 5 years now. I recently published a book. I think my book has been out for 2 years. And then I've written a journal. My book is What You Say Matters, A Parent's Guide. And that is a 30-day devotional workbook where mothers and daughters can actually apply the lesson through activity, and then they can journal their experience with it. I found that to be one of my greatest successes. My journal, What You Say Matters, Even to Yourself, that's out as well. That's 30 days of God's promises, and then journaling your way through. And what else? Let's see. What did you ask me, Kimberly? I got excited about the book.
It's okay. And I'm just sitting here listening like, oh, wow. What else I did ask you was talk about some of your other successes that you had through others or just throughout the program itself. And also, since we're on the topic here, what other programs do you provide? Like, do you have like any other trainings that you provide beyond what's in the books and so forth as journals? That type of stuff?
Well, I offer mentoring. I do a 90-day mentoring program. And it's different from coaching. And let me tell you how. Coaches stand on the sideline and dictate what to do in the game.
Mm-hmm.
A mentor is in the game with you.
Right.
I am a doula of the vision, and a doula is different from a midwife. A doula labors with you and remain after the baby is born.
Right.
The doula does the transition for the feeding, does the transitioning to make sure that mom is comfortable and have everything that they need for the next few months in motherhood. So I am a doula of the vision. God gives the vision and I help bring it to birth, and then I help nurture and grow. But I will not allow anyone to make me a crutch.
Okay.
So I only do 90 days.
Okay. And then with after those 90 days, it's the lessons and the teachings and the things that you've provided, they should be able to walk on their own, correct? I mean, that is the goal, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Right. And then we're able to collaborate, and then we are then colleagues or business associates, or however you put it, but not mentee mentor status.
Okay.
Because at that point you have your leg.
Right. Because I like the fact that you said clutch, because I think that anybody in business, that when you're providing a service, even if it's a product, you'll find a lot of people will have a tendency to feel like they have to hang on to you. You know, it's like, you know, you help them, you get them through the process, you're going to be there for them, but at the same token, some people just don't know how to let go. And so you always gently, at least I find myself trying to gently let go without feeling like you're hurting them. But at the same time, you know, it's no different to me, where it's like you've already fell down, you know, we got you to crawl, and now we're getting you to walk, and now it's time for you to run. And I think a lot of times people will forget that, you know, this is something here. We're here to help you. We're not here to constantly drag you along with us. You know, we want you to be successful and powerful on your own. So I like the concept of what you offer. And like I said, your ministry is amazing. I can hear it in your voice when you're talking, and, you know, your excitement, and that you truly want to be here to help. You know, there is no, well, I just want all your money and that's it. And, you know, once you're out the door, you're out the door. I can, you know, like I said, I've met you in person, and I was very inspired by just listening to you the few minutes that I had the opportunity to listen to you. So I've been excited about having this opportunity to talk with you more. So, if you had one other thing that you wanted to help another woman who's in business, or they just need to give them a better understanding of what it means to be in business, what would you share with them this evening?
Understand that we are, when you have the vision, and God gives all of us a certain measure of talent. And I believe it's Matthew 25:14 through 19 is where he gave out the talents. 2 he gave to some, 3 he gave to some, and he gave one. Mm-hmm. And that one buried it. But in order to multiply those talents, you're going to have to give birth. Now, there is a birthing season. And if you hold on to the vision too long, you're either going to have to be cut for a cesarean, or death is going to take place to that vision. So my inspiration or my encouragement is to don't hold on to the birth too long. Go through the process, open your mouth, and get the help that you need, because closed mouths don't get fed.
Absolutely. Amen.
And give birth to that vision so that you can multiply that talent. Don't allow fear to choke you. Don't compare yourself to others. That's another challenge of mine, is you don't want to compare yourself to others. Your path is your path. And God will give you something that is so different than everybody else. Your vision may look totally different than the next person. And it's okay. If God gave you the vision, he will give you provision. You just have to be still long enough to hear it so that you can walk it out.
That's correct.
So my encouragement to others is don't let fear choke you. Go ahead, walk that thing out, because you only have a season to give birth, or otherwise you're going to have to get cut. and cutting hurts. The delivery, the healing process is longer, and you don't want to do that. So it's best to go ahead and give birth and let that thing multiply and get it out.
Right. Yeah, you're right. Absolutely right. And I think that I talked to a lot of women within the business that I have, and that's usually the number one issue is that I'm like, what are you waiting for? If this is something that you desire and this is what you're passionate about, what is stopping you from taking that walk? You know, like I always tell people, that you can either live your dream or you're going to live somebody else's dream, and you're going to help them become successful. What do you want to do? So, you know, you're absolutely right. You know, there's so many people who don't look at the fact that you're carrying your baby. Your business is your baby, and how you deliver it and how you inform it and protect it and all of that is a part of who you are. And if you're not willing to take that opportunity, then you're going to eventually lose out. I agree with that 100%. So the other question I wanted to ask you is that how can the listeners get a hold of you?
Okay. I am at Herelene Ancar on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. My website is HereleneAncar.com. That's HereleneAncar.com.
Okay. All right. Great. I almost hate to even not stop this interview because I could talk to you for hours. So I'm like sitting here in awe, and so my mind is like going 20 million other places during this interview. But I absolutely wanted to say thank you for coming on tonight and sharing your story. And is there one last thing you want to share before we come to the end of this program?
I'm looking forward to working with any and all of you. I know how it is to start out with no money. I know how it is to go through the comparison process, not thinking that I'm good enough or that I'm qualified. And the awesome thing about it is, if God gave you the vision, He has qualified you. He has certified you. And once that has taken place, what anybody else says really doesn't matter. It is what you say that matters. And you must speak the word of God so that you know that you are the head and not the tail. I look forward to speaking with you and getting to know you. Thank you so much, Kimberly, for this opportunity.
Oh, it's my pleasure again. And thank you for coming on tonight and sharing your story. For everyone else, I would like to say good night. But remember, we're here every Thursday evening at 7 p.m. You can also find me at WSBI website anytime at www.wsbillc.com. You also can find me on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram. But until then, you all enjoy the rest of your evening.